Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Under Fire. My name is Sam and I'm here with the man who is slightly less disgustingly resilient than he was 2 weeks ago. It's Sam.
You've been working on that, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've been working on that for a while, haven't you?
I've been so excited to do that for so
Not
long.
the best way to start the podcast, but yes,
It's
yes,
a throwback.
It's
It's a throwback. I said you were disgustingly resilient in episode 1 and this is episode 10. It's a throwback.
Like
and it also works beautifully because, you know.
All right.
Well, let's not talk about it. Let's not talk
All
about
right. Get into the episode.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Apart from that, I'm good.
Good. We'll get to that. That's in this. That
Yes.
is December.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. So this is part 2 of our year in review retrospective, looking back on 2020 from a positive view of releases.
Trying
to
put a positive spin on the year.
I think. I mean, in terms, if you ignore the fact that we've probably played 3 games of 40k all year,
Yeah.
the rest of it, 40k related, has been great. In terms of releases and stuff, it'd been lovely to actually be able to play with them. But
Yeah. That's the thing. Got these lovely miniatures. Love to play with them.
yeah.
But
Anyway.
It'll come. Still got to build a lot of them anyway. You know what I mean?
True. Everyone should have fully painted armors at this point, but
Should.
let's not go there. So we'll be doing July through December, as we did January to June last time. It is a lot less, I think, than the January to June, because I think the second half of the year seemed to be a little bit more Age of Sigmar related. We had the Lumineth Realm Lords, which was a big release.
Yes,
and
yes, it was.
That was sort of midway through the year, and then recently we've just had all the Slanesh stuff, so that's took up a considerable.
Both, I guess, isn't it? That's
no, but it's the actual Age of Sigmar Slanesh stuff. The golden haired.
Yes, the followers of Slanesh more than actual Slanesh.
More than demons. So it's slightly less than last time, but still more than we'd probably had in the all of last year. So
yes,
that says a lot, I think. So shall we just go into it? Do you have anything to?
No, I'm happy to jump straight in.
Straight in, okay. July. Cast your mind back to July. The weather was nice.
It was a nice bit of summery weather we got. Started summery.
The start of July, the core rules for Warhammer 40k went online for free. There you go.
After I just bought them.
Was it?
We
didn't have them. It wasn't the full rules, so it was literally how to play.
Just
it wasn't.
Rules, yeah.
It didn't have any of the Crusade stuff, and it didn't have a lot of things. It was just literally the outline of the rules. I think that's a good thing.
Well, that would have been a lot worse if it was everything.
Yeah, I do think
hurt my soul.
I do think they only went up because they leaked, if I remember rightly.
Possibly.
I think they leaked, and then about a week later they just released the core ones because they were out there anyway, if I remember rightly, thinking back. But so they went up. It's cool.
That was a good thing, I guess. I think I remember a couple of bits happening where it was leaked, and then Games Workshop was just like, let's release the pictures and just say yes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Made sense.
But having the rules online, I don't know if they've ever done that. They had a very, very dumbed down version for the last edition online, but it was very, very simple.
Can't recall.
I think there was something. Rules. But anyway, it's there. It's good. Then we had a couple of reveals. The Hammerfall bunker for the Space Marines.
What a weapon.
A really odd one, though. I thought at the time.
It's just, I mean, when I first saw it, I thought, it's because I don't believe it actually is a fortification.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
I can't remember. I know they were bringing out 40k. Every army was kind of getting a piece of terrain to go with everything and all that sort of jazz. So it was like, well, that's Space Marines piece of terrain, I guess. No, not the biggest fan. I mean, it's cool. It's a drop pod bunker that can then fire heavy bolters. It makes sense in Space
just,
Marine stuff, but just
it's
not
just
the
one of those
coolest
things
thing.
where, for me, it was like no one asked for this. Do you know what I mean? It was such a left field. Like, oh right, okay, that's not necessarily that it was bad. It was just really odd.
I think that's basically been the story for Space Marines across the year. From my perspective, like a couple of bits, it's like, did we need that? Do we really
It's
need
like
that in the game?
the
Where's that
assault
come from?
primaris, the assault intercessors. It's like,
Yeah.
yes, we asked for that. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Bunker, yeah, all right. It's a nice model, but you know,
It's cool.
it's cool.
It's what it is. Yeah.
Which had the convergence of Dominion for Necrons, which was their sort of scenery fortification piece.
Yes.
Three
Yes.
sort
Which looks very cool. I like that. I like that a lot.
does look cool. I like stuff like
Very
that.
cool.
I look forward to seeing what they do, similar things for other armies.
Yes.
I'd love to see like a Dark Eldar sort of. So there's a bit in I can't remember what book it's in, but there's a Dark Eldar novel where Vect makes wind chimes out of the bones. He hollows out the bones of a load of people, humans, and hangs them as wind chimes. I'd love to see something like that.
Yeah, I think
the Dark Eldar.
Back in the 4th or 5th edition codex, there's a big thing about Vect hollowing out bones for wind chimes.
Just hang it there, and it lowers everybody's leadership or something. Would be cool.
Yeah,
they're cool.
It'll probably some Webway-esque shenanigan sort of thing. But yeah, they're very cool.
Never mind. Then we had on the 4th of July the Warhammer 40k preview. So this is leading up to Indomitus.
Yep.
Which I believe at this point was ordered, but not arrived yet. So we had the Silent King revealed for Necrons.
Awesome model.
Great model, but it was the first model where I sort of went, I think I said this in a past episode, that is now so incredibly large and thing it's becoming a nightmare to transport and actually play a game with. Which I know it's sort of like saying my free ice cream is far too cold, but it is a consideration I make when I'm looking at like buying things. It's like, yeah, it's a really nice model, but I've got to get that to either your house or wherever.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean it is a large model. And I think actually I said last time that I was going to find out more about the Silent King, and I've just remembered that I said that and haven't looked at anything to do with the Silent King because I don't really know anything about the Silent King.
Well, that's your homework for next time.
Well, I said that last week.
You promised the people.
I've just realised looking at the model, going, I never did what I said I was going to do. But
never mind.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's a big model. It's one of them. I mean, the Catan. That other thing, the Catan Shard of the Void Dragon, very large model.
Next reveal, actually.
Yeah, very, very mad, big creaturey model thing. I think. I mean, I know you look at it in quite an advance of transportation. I just get the model and just think I'll figure something out.
Yeah, look, I'd rather have it than not have it. It's just something that I think about.
Yeah.
You know. Then we had Primaris Tech Marine, which was pretty cool model.
Yes.
And
nice little model.
One of the best models of the year, the Primaris Chaplain on bike.
Oh yes, very nice.
Beautiful.
Very cool model. Yeah, nice pose.
Good to see the bike characters coming back.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying me with that. I did think at the time. I remember thinking, why not just go? Here is a generic kit, and you can make a captain. Or you could make a chaplain, or you could make a whatever. And why not have every character on a bike? They used to be able to take bikes, and now the only Primaris HQ choice on a bike is a chaplain, which you just want a captain. You just want a captain there storming along. They go with the white scars. They could then make a Khan and put him on a bike, and you know.
Yeah. Why the Khan of the white scars is not on a bike is beyond me, but it is what it is.
I mean, I know you can do the original firstborn Marines. You can do them on bikes. Still, I think you can have a Khan on a bike, but you want to see the new kit with
you want the actual character dude, the Kosoro Khan. Yeah, he should be on a bike. They did a new model for him and had him not on a bike.
Not on a bike.
It didn't make any sense to me, but but it's a cool model.
Yeah, very cool.
I've said this for ages. If they fill out the bike side of things with, all the characters and stuff like that, I'll do White Scars. I've wanted to do White Scars for ages, but until they do it, it's pointless to do a proper White Scars fluffy side of things.
Yeah, I feel it completely.
So that was all for the preview. And then we had the limited edition 40k rulebook, which was beautiful. I don't know if you saw it. It was all white and gold.
Yes, yeah.
I was going to get it, and then I saw the price tag.
Yeah, that's I mean, it's one, unless you are an avid collector of the artwork and the books and that, it is quite expensive.
But they are always really nice.
They are very nice. Yeah, very, very nice.
Then,
in fact, actually, just before we go on, actually, the also nice little Brucey bonus with the Indomitus box set was that the rule book you got in that was actually a alternate art, full art. Sorry,
full art. Yeah, it didn't have the logo on the front.
No. So that was nice little. That Brucey
artwork
bonus
is awesome. The Gilliman in the wagon throwing down.
Very nice. Yeah.
Next, potentially controversial topic, and one that you know a lot more about than me. Made to order Indomitus following the shitstorm, shall we say, that was Indomitus pre-order day.
Yes.
Which you were
I got caught in that. Yeah, I got caught in that. I would have never dreamt it would have gone as quick as it sort of did. In when 9th was announced and this box set was announced, it was kind of is this for the made to order? The bit afterwards.
Yeah, so this is basically after the shitstorm.
Sorry, the after the shitstorm. I completely get you now.
Yes. You can talk about
the actual shitstorm. Yeah. Yeah. The shitstorm prior though, that was just really, really just poor everything. Just the way I think it was handled. A lot of places got a lot of stick. So I remember seeing some stuff from the Outpost, a gaming store, a distributor up in Sheffield. They put out basically a statement saying the staff weren't going to tolerate being abused over the phone and all this sort of stuff. It just made people go crazy.
Yeah, and if you're shouting at people over the phone over a box of plastic models, have a word with yourself.
Have a word with yourself. I mean, it sold out incredibly quick.
So I don't know how true this is. This is only hearsay, obviously. But I heard that they sold more boxes on that day than they sold of the entire run of Dark Imperium.
Very, very possible. I could imagine that.
Is what I heard.
The box itself, absolutely fantastic for £120 at the time. A banging deal, really, for the content you got in it, and a rule book, and all the other little bits that come with that sort of stuff. I think the price was a very good price. The problem you've got, and a lot of people did videos and reactions to this sort of stuff, and I think a lot of people know about the scalpers that just get the boxes in bulk, completely just go, well, I'm going to put it now on eBay for 3 times the price.
Yeah.
That is literally what it came down to. It made it an absolute shitstorm. Luckily, I managed to get one, but it was on sort of not the made to order, but it was on a later second wave of it that came through. That was a bit of a low point of the year, actually. That I think out of everything, Games Workshop, 40k, probably across the board, fantasy and everything. I think that was a bit of a low point for the year, just in the way that it went down
on what should have been a
very nice new
release
launch
thing.
Yeah.
I think I think Games Workshop handled it the best way they could, really.
But then, so then the made to order, which basically followed a few days. I don't know actually how quick after that sort of initial release was the made to order came in, was then basically a fuck you to all these people that have bought 50 copies of it and are going to sell it on eBay for 4 times the price. So that was then an uplift and that was a good thing. That was a thumbs up from GW.
It was good
to tackle that. So
yeah, I think it was just a case of like, I don't even think, because Warhammer World, we go there quite regularly, and as factories go, it's not the biggest factory in the world. When you think the size of the company, like
no,
like that's distribution to the entire of the world from that place.
Yeah.
So their lines must have just been running Indomitors for weeks.
I believe it was I'm sure it was something to do with. I remember reading something to do with the book.
The books normally restrict the things because they get them from China.
And and that, I think that was an initial, spanner in the works.
Yeah.
I don't think they really thought it was going to be probably as popular as it was.
You don't want to overestimate.
I kind of think, because we were in an uncertain time as well with everything. We were at that point. We're in the middle of this pandemic that we've got going on. So you can understand.
Yeah.
But I digress. Anyway,
let's move on from Indomitus. Although we aren't doing, because on the 25th of July we had the Indomitus launch party, which I presume was the actual date it was due to arrive with everybody.
I think that is the 25th. Yes, that is correct.
So we had the Space Marine and Necron Codex revealed, which obviously came as no surprise to anyone.
Yeah.
But it was our first look at the sort of layout for the new codexes and how they look. Then we had the Space Marine Gladiator tank revealed.
Beautiful. Beautiful little model.
At this point, I was done. This is the point where I went, like, are you serious? Because I cannot see any difference between that tank and the last 3 tanks that have come out for Space Marines. So it probably looks different. It probably does. But as someone who doesn't play it, to me, it was like, is that just the repulsor? It looks like a repulsor.
It's they're basically going from, so you have the repulsor is the equivalent of a Land Raider. Okay, so repulsor is basically a Land Raider upgrade look of a tank. That's, I think, is what they're going for. You've got then the impulsor, which is the smaller transport, which is kind of more like, I mean, it's still, I think it's a 6-man transport, so it's a Razorback / Rhino style, the smaller tank then. And then this Gladius, which I don't know if they're all called Gladius. I know there's 3 variants of it. The Gladiator, the Gladiator tank. There's 3 variants, different loadouts. It's basically a Predator. So it's the same chassis as the Impulsor, which is the smaller Rhino style sort of equivalent. It's the Predator chassis.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like a Predator is basically a Rhino, so this is basically that.
I get it.
It's just they're bringing out a lot of stuff. They're bringing a lot.
I distinctly remember at this point going, "Oh, Jesus Christ!"
Yeah, no, I feel you. I'd already hit this bit. I'd already gone. I was a few bits back. I was like, did that need to happen a long while back? So this was, I was numb by this point. Saying that, it's a nice tank. It's good. It's what it is.
It's there.
At the end of the day, there's other armies that need more stuff than Space Marines.
But it's there.
That's what it comes down to for a lot of things.
Yeah. We've said that a lot.
Anyway, I know. It's what it is. It's the
situation.
Been the story of the year, I would say.
Then we have the new monolith for Necrons, which is very nice.
Really nice.
Great model, great
really
upgrade.
Cool.
The monolith was maybe looking a little dated, although I really liked it, in fairness.
I think the main takeaway from that for me is that they have got rid of so the old monoliths. It's basically the same sort of shape and everything. Yeah. It's the old monoliths and the old Necron warriors had that piece of green plastic. The old, the green coloured plastic, and I believe the top of the monolith had like a green crystal gem.
Yeah.
And basically, they've got rid of that and put a nice little circular ball.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Cool.
It's a very nice model. Very nice model.
Then we had sort of a brief, small previews of models. So there was a bit of a montage, and you saw what looks like to be Lilith Hesperex and a new Nurgle model. They did, an upcoming thing that was cool.
Yes. Yep.
And the new 40k starter sets were revealed. The 3 levels, Recruit, Elite, and Command, which were basically just like smaller breakdowns of the Indomitors set.
Yes. Yeah.
And having 3 is cool. You can get one at whatever level you want to put in.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
Yep. Very much so. And again, reasonably-ish price for most of it.
Yeah.
You get
a decent
you get some
start.
scenery with bits. You get some dice. You get some you get some stuff. Good stuff.
August, starting August, controversially. See if you remember this. Supply drops. Warhammer mystery boxes.
Yes, I do.
So
Yeah.
2 popped up. The Imperium one, which is 40k, and the Warhammer Underworlds one.
Mhm.
I was instantly, skeptical.
Yeah.
Of these straight away. And now, I love a mystery box.
You do like a box that you don't know what's in it.
I will pay for a mystery box. But I had a feeling there was something that just didn't sit right with me with this. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not in Games Workshop's nature to say we're going to give you a huge discount on something without some sort of ulterior motive
being taken behind. Yeah.
So obviously we won't talk about the Warhammer Underworlds one because it's not relevant. But the Imperium one, so I think it was £75, and you got £150 worth of Warhammer, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard conflicting things. I've heard that depending on what country you were in, that determined what box you got.
Okay.
Which to me sounds like the distribution centres were just clearing out what they had. Old stock. I know of someone that got 4 different Space Marine characters for 4 different chapters, some Thunderwolves, and some Imperial Guard in the same box.
Right.
So very little things that can actually play together. Or they can, but you wouldn't, Then I heard of other boxes that were like loads of cool Imperial Guard, so,
I suppose in GW's defence, they did say it was a mystery.
Exactly. And if you bought one,
you were getting what you got.
You knew what you were getting yourself in for.
Yeah, exactly.
Then we had some small rules changes pop up. I put these in because there's some considerable ones in there. So the changes to Flamers. The mini marines going to 2 wounds, stuff like that. That dropped in August, which was weird move.
Lovely.
Taking the mini marines to 2 wounds, but
I would say that is purely for definitely chaos more than marines.
No, we've got to wait for it. But
no, I mean the reasoning. I would say it's probably like. Let's just bump them up because the whole point of Primaris start with was they're a bit tougher, they've got more wounds. I kind of feel like it's for chaos more than anyone.
Yeah, definitely.
To sort of be on par then with Primaris.
Yeah, fair enough. And then on the 22nd of August, we had another online preview.
Yep.
And it wasn't a great one for 40k this. So we had the Hexmark Destroyer for Necrons.
Very cool.
Very
cool looking model.
I love this sort of range of gunslingers we've got at the minute. You've got him, you've got the Kellamore for the Gene Stealer cults, and you've got the guy for the Dark Angels, whose name is Cypher. Just these sort of gun-toting dudes.
Absolutely,
I think that's cool. The first Crusade. Go on.
Yep. No, go on. You're right.
You got the first Crusade mission pack. Beyond the Veil. If we were playing 40k, I'd have bought this.
Yep.
I love the idea of books with missions that surround a certain area of the universe, and you can play your missions around that sort of thing. I think that's bang on.
Definitely.
I didn't buy it because we weren't playing Warhammer, so I can't comment on how good it was, but it is what it is. I'm sure it would have sold better if.
Yeah, we'll probably get it when we're a bit more in a good spot.
And chapter approved mission pack as well, so that had more missions in it, I believe.
More missions, more. Yeah, very cool.
That was it for August. That was a slow August.
They're running out of stuff. They're running out of steam.
Slowing down.
Or are they?
Or are they just revving up?
I think they're just, yeah. They've tickled us all year, and they've just gone. No, you're gonna just sit there for a bit, and then boom,
let that
Fulgrim.
Oh, don't say his name.
It's Fulgrim.
If you don't come out next
And
year, I'm
Angron.
done. I'm done.
We need another Primarch. Everybody loves a Primarch.
Just let me give you my money.
I know. Take it.
September. Another slow month. One reveal. 7th of September, the Warhammer preview online. It was called the Codex Show.
Yep.
So we had a bit of a dive into the Codex Space Marine and the Necrons. We got to look at some of the stuff that are going to be in the new Codex. So the Crusade specific stuff, which for me is just a dream. I love that.
Yeah.
That they've done that. I think the Space Marine one, where if your commander dies, you can put him in a dreadnought. Take me.
Absolutely
Take
fantastic.
me.
Yeah. The coolest
to the point
thing
where,
I've ever heard.
and I know you'll do this. You'll
Kill
get
him.
killed.
Oh god, yeah. Oh
to
god,
put him
yeah.
in a dreadnought.
Only in death does duty bloody end, and then I'm going in a dreadnought.
Going in a dreadnought, and there'll be one ready for him waiting.
Yeah. And you know he's going in a Leviathan. You know he's going in a big Leviathan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just how he rolls.
If you're going to go in a dreadnought, I'd go in a Leviathan.
Exactly. I don't want you to radio with his big chest. I've got stand still.
I don't know how I feel about them. I was looking at them the other day. I don't know.
Radio. They're good. They're good in game. I don't know. I don't really like the look. Yeah, I don't. It's a bit of a weird chest sort of thing going on.
It's like it's got breasts.
Which, I mean, could be for some people.
Don't let your inner kink out. People don't want to know. I don't know about your dreadnought roleplay.
If you're having one and you're going to do it Nurgle, you've just got to put two big droopy boobies on it, and you know what I mean. You got to go green stuff that up and just take what Nurgle wants and go for it.
Nurgle loves the droopy boobies.
He loves the droopy boob. Yeah.
Moving on,
Anyway,
we had the
swiftly
Necron Chronomancer and the Necron Psychomancer, which were again fucking amazing models.
Very
All
cool.
the Necron stuff has been great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take another deep sigh.
What's the matter with you?
Primaris Storm Speeder.
Oh yes.
So this was the Primaris Land Speeder, basically.
Yep.
Actually, don't hate it.
I'll take your sigh and I'll spin it round and I'll push it back at you, because you now think that's another thing when you start your Primaris White Scars.
It did.
They love land speeders.
It triggered the White Scar within me to go, and I wasn't. I didn't hate it. It was, at least it was different. Wasn't another.
It's nice. I believe there was a leaked photo from an age ago,
right?
And people were basically saying that looks like a land speeder. That looks like some sort of land. It's definitely floating. It looks different to a tank. It looks like it's got an open front. It was from ages ago, possibly even last year. It was a long old time ago. Probably wasn't last year. And yes, it was the exact same photo. So it was a land speeder of some description, which now we know is the land storm speeder.
Cool.
Yes.
Then we had basically they told us what the next 4 codex were going to be. So Space Wolves, Blood Angels, Death Watch, and Death Guard were going to be the next 4. Strong move to go with the 3 Space Marine codexes straight off the bat, and then with a Chaos one. I think that was a flex.
Yeah.
That was a bit of
I think
we don't give a fuck. We're
just gonna... the way I look at it, I think that it's been a year of people going, Space Marines. I kind of feel like it's a sort of get it out of the way.
Double down.
Next year we're fresh. There's no more Marines to come out until like Grey Knights, say, or
the
Chaos
Dark
stuff.
Angels first, but
Dark Angels, of course, yeah.
But that gets us.
Yeah, hopefully it's just straight Xenos Town and Imperium Town.
Yeah,
and we're good.
Interestingly, the Space Wolf, Blood Angels, Death Watch are supplements rather than full codexes now. That was an interesting move. So you need the Space Marine codex to use them.
Yeah, I preferred the way they had done it in 8th, because the way I look at it, Space Wolves, Blood Angels, and Death Watch, and Dark Angels, have enough range, models-wise, to warrant having like a full book and having just duplicated the stuff that's in there. Do you know what I mean? Like the majority of the stuff is worded differently anyway. So I don't know.
That's
Annoys me. Annoys me. They warrant
it's
their
another
own
book you've got to bring, and
Mm-hmm.
but it's not the end of the world. I think the reason they do it is because it's easier to do FAQs and stuff. You can change just the thing in the Space Marine book, job done, rather than. I know it's not a lot of extra work, but it just simplifies the process.
Yeah.
And then we had our first look at the Death God Lord of Virulence. He didn't have a name at the time.
What a beaut.
So you were
was.
convinced when you saw the little preview of his corner that was going to be a Demon Prince.
I did. They got me. They got me with that one.
Would you have preferred a Demon Prince?
Yes. I think the Death Guard, the Nurgle, Demon Prince kit, as kind of with the Demon Prince kit in general, well, the normal Demon Prince, it's a little dated. I feel like they could make a beautiful model now for something like that. And just the way I think it was the preview was the picture of the cape.
Yes.
He's got like this weird little cape thing going on, and the cables and stuff, and part of the plague spitter or the plague sprayer he's got. The way they'd angled it looked like, because a Demon Prince of Nurgle can take a plague spitter or a plague sprayer. I thought it was, I was a little bit gutted. I like the model. It's a cool model.
We don't know what he does yet, but because I don't think he's just. But he looks cool.
He's cool. He's
He's basically, you've got a choice now between a Lord of Contagion and a Lord of Virulence, and that's, it's an option.
Yeah. Which I'm very hopeful for somewhere down the line them bringing out possibly the other, because there's quite a few sort of Lords of something named in the Codex, in the 8th edition Codex. The off the top of my head, cannot remember one, but there was definitely this Lord of Contagions, Lord of like Pestilence, Lords of this and Lords of this, and it'd be cool if they
did them all,
implemented that, and you got a lot more variation then. Make some nice conversions and whatnot for your army, however you want to play it, sort of thing. But yeah,
lovely,
cool model.
Finishes off September, takes us into October. 17th of October, we had a Warhammer Online preview with no 40k reveals.
Was there not?
There was only some previews for the animation stuff, the Storyforge things, and some sort of Kill Team teaser. So we had no models, nothing.
Bloody hell.
So, this is
what
I mean. This is around when the Luminef started dropping. So attention was elsewhere.
I get you.
After that, we did get limited edition model Terminator Chaplain Tarentus. If you remember him.
Yes.
He was basically an upgrade of the old Terminator Chaplain, which is a
nice model.
Amazing model. So
yeah.
Fair play. We had the Deathwatch and Space Wolf Combat Patrol boxes, dice cards, codex, all that. It was the first of the Combat Patrol boxes to come out, which were cool.
Yes. Yeah, very cool.
They just start collecting, aren't they? But I like that they're a Combat Patrol now in a box.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing.
Very cool.
The Space Wolf Hounds of Morkai dropped.
Yes.
Now these are interesting because these are Reavers. It's just a Reaver set that you then stick Space Wolfy stuff on, and they become a whole new unit. You get an upgrade sprue with them,
the Space Wolfy stuff with them.
I'd like to see more of that.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know how they run, as in size-wise, in combat, in squads. I feel like they should have just gave you the 10-man squad. Though, just do it a little bit more expensive. I don't know. I'd rather have, like, if you're gonna have some, you're gonna want more than one squad. So you're gonna have to now buy 2 of those if you want to do it like that, and it's twice as sort of price. You might as well. Yeah. Anyway, that's just me.
But I like the idea of it's a traditional set. You get an upgrade sprue with it, and that makes you a something specific to your book. I like that. I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah. They've done stuff like that before, and it's good. It's good. Makes them fluffier units.
Nice. We like that. And then we had the Forge World Imperial Armor Compendium came out, so updated all the Forge World stuff.
Yes.
I think that's amazing move. Love it. I love I love all Forge World stuff.
Yes. Definitely needed bringing up to line.
It's always
sort of
either
thing with...
really underpowered or overpowered or undercosted.
Yeah.
It needed it, and other than the slight initial balls up of not allowing Death Guard or Thousand Suns to take the vast majority of the stuff available to Chaos, which has now been fixed, it was pretty good.
That was a little bit of a weird one to get wrong to start with, to be honest with you.
It's so weird if you think, how has that happened by accident? Like,
are they trolling us?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Did they intend to do it, and then the kickback, they thought, no, this is wrong, or was it a genuine mistake? I don't know. It's interesting.
But it's been fixed, which I'm happy about, because I had a lot of ideas for...
Just painted a Leviathan Dreadnought for...
Yes.
For 1,000. It hasn't even seen the table yet, and I was like, I think I've said I'm using it anyway. I'm just going to use it. Like, I don't care.
It did throw me off, because there's a lot of things I was thinking of doing, Forge World sort of bits or things for the future for Death Guard, and it was sort of like, oh crap, that's not happening.
We're good.
We in it. We're happy.
And that's October. I told you it's been slow.
Yep.
November. Yep. Space Marine Heroes 3 Death Guard models, 6 of them, I think.
Yes.
Really nice models.
Really nice.
Whether it's worth getting them, I suppose, comes down to whether you want them or not.
Yeah, I think it was around £45.
They don't have any specific rules or anything, do they? They're just generic.
No, they're just generic. They're just different sculpts. Just really nice different sculpts of Chaos Space Marines. You got a lot of variation. You got a guy with a flail, guy with a plague spitter. It was really nice models. They were £45. I don't know. They're different.
If you think they're worth £45, they're worth £45.
You go for it, son. I have bought one of them. So
you don't know what you're getting, do you? When you buy one, is it a random?
Oh no, I bought a specific one. If you buy in the packs, it's a lucky dip. Or you can buy the full 5 or 6. I think is it 6 or 7?
It was 5 and then a bonus unreleased 6th one that was then pictured on the box.
Is that it? Right. So you could then obviously get the full pack. But I do like it when they do that sort of stuff though.
It's cool.
Bit of fun. I'm sure it doesn't take too much effort for them to actually sort of do it. If they're doing it as a limited time thing, people will snap them up just because they're limited edition. And it's cool. Nice.
Cool. New Death Guard terrain revealed in November, the Miasmic Malignifier.
Yes.
I don't like it.
I don't think you're not too fond of it, are you?
I'm not.
I like it because it's... I mean, I do like it and I don't like it. The way I like it is...
Let me get a picture.
I like the idea of it. I like what it's about.
Yes,
and I'm reading the rules. I like the rules that it gives. The model itself...
It's the model I don't like.
I like it, but at the same time, it's one of those where Death Guard is supposed to be quite serious.
Yes.
Like, a lot of 40k feels to me should be serious. Very serious. Obviously, you're having fantastic games and, you can be silly playing the games and all that sort of stuff. But the models themselves should be very serious. And it comes down to it as well with, like, the Nurglings. Yes. They're all having fun. It's all... supposed to be, people, the jokey.
Do you remember the Nurgling, the sassy one that had its hands on his hips, and everyone loved it? I hated that. I hated it. I was like, Nurgle to me is one of the most terrifying things I can picture in my head. Like that army coming towards you with fucking flies everywhere and stinking, and then this little cheeky Nurgling just it kills it for me. And this leans too heavily into that sort of comedy.
The model itself is. Yeah, I think it looks cartoony how they've actually done it.
Yeah.
I will say about the Nurglings, I kind of like the idea of the Nurglings, and here's why. Because a tiny little thing coming towards you is not that terrifying, right? But when you actually get close and it's this big, pushy-eyed, big, sharp-teethed little thing that's just going, nah! That's terrifying. When you actually think about it, if there's a sassy little squiggly thing coming up to you and just nibbling at your ankle, but actually it's like devouring your ankle, that is kind of terrifying. It's
Yeah.
terrifying on the side of comedy that's
Yeah,
just on a line.
it's over the line for me,
I think
but I get it. It's slightly over the line for me.
the actual model itself, yeah, it looks a little bit sort of I don't know.
Testicular.
Oh, well, yeah, it does. Yeah, I suppose if you look at it like that, it's just a bit too comical. I don't know. There's something about it that, it's just not quite too serious.
I don't
not
know
as serious
actually.
as I like it.
Maybe if it's the way it's been painted, that's like the really bright pink tentacles and the. Maybe that's what's throwing me off on it a little bit.
Could be.
Maybe that's pushing
Could
it.
be.
Maybe if you were to paint it in your sort of style, that might bring it down.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's there. It's you know.
As a Death Guard player, I'm happy it's there. It's cool. The actual rules for it are very cool. I just a bit of a hit and miss sort of model.
And it's it's good to see every army getting their own little terrain piece that they can mess about with.
Definitely.
Which we like. Christmas battle forces were revealed. Big ones this year. Not every army got them, as they don't tend to, but
no,
they were there. 21st of November, we had Warhammer preview, Decadence and Decay. I'll be honest with you, I was convinced Fulgrim was coming once again. They put the word decadence in it.
Yeah,
but
I know what you're saying.
Never mind.
However,
what we did get was cool.
What did come from that, which is obviously a fantasy model, I don't know, has he actually got a name?
Sigvald the Magnificent.
Sigvald, that's it. What a model.
Yeah.
What a model.
Just
absolutely quality.
If Fulgrim was like that, a bit happy, man. I know he's going to be
You'll
a bit
be
more
seeing
snaky,
some.
but...
Yeah, you'll be seeing some conversions with him into just demon princes being used with wings and all that jazz. It's absolutely quality model.
Yeah, he's amazing.
But we're talking about 40k.
We are talking about 40k. We got the reveal of Warzone Caladon. So this was...
I can't remember how it's pronounced, but it's the
Caradon
book, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's the first book in a new series that's going to be presumably quite similar to the Psychic Awakening series, but smaller. So all the books called Warzone Caradon, and book 1 is the Book of Rust. So it's Death Guard, Mechanicum, Imperial Knights, and Drakari. Could we ask for more?
You couldn't. I don't think you could.
I've got Drakari and Mechanicum. You've got Death Guard and Imperial Knights.
It's beautiful.
What more do we want? Perfection.
Beautiful.
I also like the idea that... So the story is the Death Guard are fighting the Mechanicum and the Knights, and the Drakari saw this as a great opportunity to come in and, steal some people.
We'll have a bit of that.
So I like that. So we're definitely picking that up when it comes.
Oh, for sure.
Playing our way through that. If it's anything, I bought every Psychic Awakening book and I really liked them. So if it's anything like that, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
With them coming. Plague Purge Warhammer Crusade mission pack. So that was similar to the other one that was released. What was it called? Beyond the Veil Crusade mission pack. Yeah. So again, if we were playing Warhammer, I'd have bought it.
Got a lot of Death Guard stuff in it that's specific for them,
Yeah.
which I'm very, very, very intrigued to see. I'm gonna be happy playing through some Crusades.
It'd be cool to have missions specific to the armies you're playing as well. Like,
oh god, yeah.
Like Psychic Awakening has those where it tells you what armies should be used here, and you don't have to follow it, but it's cool to have those.
But like that sort of stuff is gonna excite so many people into actually getting a lot more narrative with gaming, with their armies and stuff.
It's right up my street.
Always a good thing. That's
right up my end.
Proper alley that. But yeah.
Drakari Codex revealed as the first, or it was going to be the first Codex.
It'll be the second now. Get in line.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a bit later, but I'm dead happy about that.
Very cool.
Literally said in the reveal they're going to be more killy, more damage, more shots, more attacks.
Yeah.
Happy days. I'll take that.
What more can you ask for? That's what
Drakari
should be.
Exactly.
Glass hammers, but more than at the minute it's sort of like
glass sledgehammer more than a tap hammer.
Yeah. It's quite a small hammer at the minute. But anyway, yeah.
And Dark Angel Codex supplement revealed, which happy days. Standard. And that's November. Told you it was a quiet one.
Yes.
into December. So
Christmas time.
you might have a lot to say on this, so let's get straight into it. Death Guard Codex delayed. Fine.
Yep.
Rules revealed.
Yep.
Slowly throughout the month. Any particular rule you want to talk about? Anything caught your eye? Anything, I know there was a lot of changes.
With the Death Guard.
Yeah, is there
that what you're getting at with the Death Guard? I
mean, I've got
off the top of my head,
attention to it, but I may have heard rumblings of some change to something.
I don't want to talk about it.
Come on, Sam. Come on, buddy.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Come on, buddy.
Well, okay, all right. Let's go from the start. So there's going to be 5. Is it 5 new? 5 new. I think it was 5 revealed sort of new things.
And the other 4 were pretty good. I think it's fair to say.
I like the idea of everything. Don't get me wrong. I like the idea. So we're getting sort of the ability to move and still shoot. Good bolt with discipline, which they kind of already had. They've just given them a few inches extra, which is important in all realms of life. Extra shots with the bolt with discipline. Some nice sounding stuff with plague weapon upgrades. They sound very cool. And then they did some stuff with disgustingly resilient, which I'm sure anyone that plays Death Guard that's listening to this has heard about. Now,
I think anyone who doesn't play Death Guard will have heard of this.
It's going to have been I think there's a lot of unhappy people in the community with it. It annoyed me. It's the one thing you think of with Death Guard.
So if people don't know, it used to be a 5-up shrug on
5
everything.
5-up feel no pain. Yeah. Mortal wounds, everything. So
now it's -1 damage to anything that's not damage
to anything that's which Death Guard have had this rule for the entirety that Death Guard have been a thing. It's never been overpowered. It's never been crazy. It's never been, it's a 5-up shrug. Like, it does what it needs to do for Death Guard, which is just reinforce that they are tough. You can do the damage to them, and then you could just get a hideous roll off, and you don't take the wounds. That's fluffy. So they've now changed it. So disgustingly resilient just does a -1 to damage damage 2 and higher weapons to Death Guard units. Which, don't get me wrong, it's going to help sometimes. You get hit by, I don't know, whatever. You're on 2 wounds and you take 1 down. You only, they only do 1 damage. You still got a 1 wound tank. Happy days. It's going to help. But you take Mortarion for instance. You then hit him with a las cannon, right? He fails his armor save, fair enough. Fails his invulnerable or whatever. Then you roll the 6. Before, you'd roll 6 dice and try and shrug them on 5s. Okay, there's averages and all that sort of stuff. But you could just roll 6 5s, yeah? Which would be annoying for the opponent, don't get me wrong, but you're playing Death Guard. You know what you're against. You know what you're up against in that regard. But now he's just going to take flat 5 wounds. Which to me it's just another reason that you don't take Mortarion. I'll be honest with you. And him losing that, unless there's some stratagems, we obviously haven't seen the codex, so I don't know. Initially, that it hit hard with me because that's what I've always known for Death Guard. 5-up feel no pain. It's fluffy. It's what it is. And there's a lot of stuff I've seen people saying online. I think you've said it as well that to speed up the game and all this sort of stuff. That's fair enough, but Blood Angels still have a 6-up shrug on their Death Company, and Iron Hands still have a 6-up shrug on there. So you're not actually speeding the game up if you're playing those. You know what I mean? They're changing something that's not actually speeding. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I mean,
it stings a bit.
I understand why. People. The day it was released, I was sending you pictures of people on Facebook. It was hilarious to me because people were getting wound.
Oh, people have gone. Yeah, people have. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like it's what it is. They've changed the rules. They've changed the rules. You live with it. It annoys me more the fluffy side of it. Do you know what I mean? It's That's what his Death Guard is
They've
supposed to be.
they've shifted
You know?
to be less reliably defensively and more reliably in terms of damage with the bolter stuff and stuff like that, which you don't like because you like your Death Guard because you just want to weather and outlast the enemy. Which I understand. I get it.
Which is what Death Guard is.
Yeah.
And I mean the whole bolter thing. They already had an 18-inch rapid fire.
Yeah.
They had that built in. So that's they've added 4 inches because I think it's basically you just don't count as moving now.
But counts for your the good one from that was the your vehicles in combat still shoot at.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Yeah, there's some good stuff. You still get full ballistic skill in if you're shooting into combat and stuff. Which there's some cracking stuff. It was just for me personally. It's just the essence of Death Guard is that resilient. Is that role discussing the resilient? It is the fire up shrug. The fact they've lost it. I still love them. I still play with them. I've got no issue with that.
Yeah.
But no, not quite as angry as some people that you showed me online.
I'm selling my army. This is
basically. Yeah.
So sort yourselves out.
not to that extreme. But apart from that,
it's
I like the sound. Of
I
what's
understand.
coming.
I understand.
I like
the hesitation, and I look forward. I will say, as a person who plays against Death Guard, I look forward to not having you save all 6 wounds done on Mortarion, because as fun as it is for you, it does sting a little when you're on the receiving end of it. So that's a good thing, I suppose.
What for the game?
For the game, if you like, which is an odd positive, but it's a positive. You know.
Again, it depends which side of the table you're sat at, I suppose.
Yeah.
If it's to speed stuff up, I get it. It will speed the game up. You're just losing that.
It will probably stop a few more of those sort of feel bad moments where you've put. At least now, when your opponent shoots your army, they know how much damage they can do. You know, obviously rolling's still a thing, but there's not that sort of. What if he makes disgustingly resilient? And you were good at rolling them. You were good at rolling them.
I've rolled a few.
You've rolled
in
many
clutch moments, but that's what makes the game good. That's what makes. I mean, you look at it now. There's still armies that've got the shrugs. You're still going to come up against it.
Dark Eldar got.
You know, exactly. You've still got a 6-up for. I mean, no, it's a 6-up, but you've still got a shrug. Well, you know, as we talk now, you've still got a shrug. And Feel No Pain's still in the game.
Yeah,
it's not like they've got rid of it. But anyway, let's move on.
So, here's a weird one that I want to talk about, because this is something I've not known happen before, and you may not be aware of this.
What's that?
So we've listened to the Dark Imperium audiobooks.
Yes, Plague Wars.
Yeah, Plague Wars was the second one, and the first one was, I think, just called Dark Imperium, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
They've retconned it. Big time. They've changed
What does that word mean?
So it's changed it. So they've gone back and changed the background of the story. So when the Dark Imperium
rewrote the book, or just rewrote?
Rewrote part of the book and rewrote now the background that the game sits in.
Okay.
So when Dark Imperium, the box set came out and the book came out with it at the start of 8th, the idea was that the game that we play was set 112 years after the opening of the Rift.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So, and Gilliman had done his Indomitus Crusade. He'd done all that stuff. And, and it was after that, if you like. They've changed it. All the books now for the Dark Imperium series, the Plague War stuff, are now 12 years after the opening of the Great Rift. And the Indomitus Crusade is still happening.
I see. Oh, okay. So we're slap bang in the middle of it still.
So they've changed the way, basically, the whole world the game sits in now is different than it was at the start of 8th, which was a weird move.
Yeah.
But, you know, probably a good move.
Yeah.
And it opens up more story things with the Indomitus Crusade still going on.
Yeah.
So they've re-released the Dark Imperium's books. Not completely rewritten, but with certain bits changed. To reflect that.
Yeah.
So I may read them and just see what's different.
Yeah,
if you remember in the first one, there's part of the story is that the Primaris Marines that were part of the Indomitus Crusade were being split up to their respective chapters.
Yes.
So obviously that won't be in there because they'll still be crusading
on the crusade.
On the crusade. So, but it'd be cool. I hope we get I think it'd be interesting to do some stuff around the Indominus Crusade, like I don't know, a chapter of because they called them grey shields. I think they had their own grey armor and stuff like that. Would be cool to have
actually
that
have
an
a
Indominus Crusade army,
yeah.
if you like. Would be cool.
I get you. Yeah, very cool.
I thought it was interesting. You don't see big retcons like that very often. So
yeah, it's interesting. I mean,
completely
I
change the
wonder
story.
why what the reasoning behind it,
and it just
initially
shows that
is,
they're
but
willing to go back and rejig
change.
stuff if needs
Yeah.
be. So
No, very cool.
To see what they do. The Emperor is now an Eldar,
Yeah.
and he has been. All this time.
Hopefully, they'll go back and realise that discussing the Resilient was needed.
Was there all along?
Yeah. Let's see if they retcon that.
Let it go. Let it
Can't.
go.
Never will. Never will. Never will.
And we'll top off December with, on a downer, the list writing app Battleforge landed. I've used it. It's alright.
No, I
it's
haven't
not bad.
I haven't downloaded the app or.
I've used it, so I've paid for it. I've used it. Use Battlescribe. It's essentially, so you can tell they've looked at Battlescribe while they've been doing it.
Right.
So it's essentially a harder to use Battlescribe with less features. So you can't duplicate a squad, for example.
Right.
Which I always do in Battlescribe. I'll make one witch squad, duplicate it.
Yeah, and just duplicate it over.
And that adds a lot of time, really. And
I'll be honest with you, from using Battlescribe for the last sort of 2 years or so, 2-3 years, it's you didn't get on with some of the features on it, but I think it was a quality app. If they'd have just literally just duplicated basically what Battlescribe are doing, everybody loved it. There's a few bits they could change here and there, but
the only thing that needs to change is the user interface. Sometimes can be a little bit. You have to know how to do certain things like setting your points levels and stuff. Now
for the
Battlescribe. So when you write a list, you have to set your points level, don't you? So you have to go into battle size.
Oh yeah.
To get the command points, which if you don't know how to do is difficult. But it's there's nothing wrong with Battlescribe. Use Battlescribe. Don't pay $4.99 for. I'm still paying for the app because I like having all the 8th edition rules. Because
that's fair.
Looking at Harlequins and stuff, and I don't want to buy the codex.
Yeah.
So fine, it's there.
Yeah.
Don't use it.
Very
use
cool.
Battlescribe.
Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anyone. That's it.
But yeah,
that's the year.
Rounded off.
Other than the last 2 weeks, but I don't think we'll get much.
No, I don't think there's. I mean, it's just releases now, innit? I don't think there's, unless they do somewhat on the community over Christmas. I mean, what we could just briefly talk about is the advent calendars, the rumor engines. There's some cool stuff in that. If anybody's actually had a look,
there's some interesting stuff in that.
Very interesting. I am gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna actually say I think some of these are teasing for a Inquisition book. I think they're going to bring out an Inquisitor codex. I hope they do. I do hope they do.
So you're looking probably at numbers.
There's a handful of things. I would even go as far as saying number 3 could be something Xenos. I've seen that sort of thing on a shoulder pad for that Inquisitor they brought out. I'd go as far as number 19. I think that looks like it could be some.
No, 19. That looks very Inquisition. I'll give you that. Or it looks a bit Mechanicum, maybe.
Could be. And
I'm going to make a prediction
as well. 13. Number 13 is pretty clear that's
that has the Inquisition symbol on it.
So I'm hopeful that that's what it is. Go on then.
I think in here we have the Age of Sigmar pirate vampires.
Okay.
So number 17 is like a tattered, ripped flag.
Yeah.
Number 9 is like a vial of something.
Mm-hmm.
With like a nail holding it on. I think that's all piratey, vampire-y stuff.
number 9 and number 10 are clearly the same model because
Number 10
you
is
can
a bit
see
cool, isn't it?
you can see the way the top of number 9 with the vial, that sort of nail that it's hanging on,
nail
is
through,
basically the same at the bottom of
Yeah.
the one on number 10. So I would say that's probably the link.
So hopefully at the end of that we'll get a cool reveal. It'll be cool.
Yeah. They
Excellent.
need an Inquisition book. They need it. It's so cool.
Well, they got a Psychic Awakening update, so it's not beyond the realms of possibility that they'll get a full book. They got a load of stuff in Psychic Awakening.
They need to just smash out some rules for some models for acolytes and for all the other little bits and stuff.
Build your own Inquisitor box would be cool.
God, yeah. Yes, an Inquisitor that you can actually build from scratch would be very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Brilliant. Last
Happy
episode, we picked our favourite model of the first 6 months, our favourite release.
Oh, right, okay. Yes.
Should we do it for the second?
We can do. Would you like to go first?
My favourite model, and there wasn't as many this time. I'm going to say my favourite is the Primaris Chaplain on bike.
Yes.
I think.
Very nice model. Very
it's funny.
cool.
All the shit I give Space Marines, and then I go and pick that, but it is just it's great. The book on the front of it and everything's just awesome.
Yeah,
so.
It's a very cool look. You can just imagine him screaming some chant of whatever and rallying the troops while nailing some cultist in the face with his
Crozius.
Crozius. Yes.
About you?
I think mine, hands down, from the second I've seen it, has to be the Catan Shard of the Void Dragon.
Lovely model.
What a model that bad boy is.
Now, if you want to see an even cooler version, go on YouTube, Trevarian. He altered it a little bit. I'll show it you after. I won't go into it now. And he made it look even better. I'll show it you afterwards. But it is an incredible model.
Impossible.
No, he did. Trust me.
Okay.
No,
it's a
very
cool model. Initially seeing it, I thought I want to make that into a Demon Prince. I'll be honest with you. That was my initial thought. Was just that.
I thought of everything.
You got to. You Demon Prince it up. That'd be pretty sick. But no, absolutely, that's probably my favourite model of the year. Actually, all in all, I would say. Yeah.
Controversial.
It's a very nice model.
Brilliant. Right, that's it. That's 2020.
2020 in the bag.
2020 in the bag. Let's have a break.
Yep.
Then we'll come back and we'll do our hobby
progress.
Hobby progress and purchases, etc. So we'll be back. We are back and we're going to be talking hobby stuff.
Would you like all that first? Jazz. I'll let you go first.
Me?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. So, I finished my Razorwing Jetfighter for my Witch Cult.
Very cool.
I'm happy with it.
Very cool.
I like it. It's good.
Looks nice. Looks very good, yeah.
It needs, and this is true for all my vehicles, it needs the sort of tattoo-y things, that they put on the vehicles.
Some tribal
markings, that's what I'm trying to say. And stuff like that, just to break up the colour, because it's very one colour at the minute. As soon as I get around to get some stencils, I shall do that. But as far as I'm concerned, it's done for now.
Yeah.
So did that.
That's very good.
I spent an entire day redoing all the bases for my Drakari.
Okay.
Simply because I've spent so long making my mind up about how I'm going to paint these things. They've all got different types of bases, or they all had different types of bases.
Yeah.
Which I didn't like. So I went through, redid them all, made them all the same. So everything now that fits into the Crusade campaign we're going to do is all the same base.
Very cool. Very cool.
And it's brought it together because I'm doing the Cabal and the Witch Cult in different colours. Having the same base just ties it nicely.
Yep.
So that was an annoying day's work. 'Cause it was like I've done a load of painting today and achieved nothing in terms of
like extra
what I have to play games with.
Yeah.
But what you mean. It needed doing. You've got to do these things.
Yeah.
And then I'm about 90% done with my Raider or a Raider. And I finally managed to get a scheme I'm happy with for the Cabal, for the vehicles.
Okay.
So I had the red
Yeah, yeah.
armor for the troops done. I could not
Yeah.
get it to work on a vehicle. I finally did it.
You finally gone and done
I've
it.
got it. It's a nightmare to do, to be honest with you, because I've got to do panel lining, edge highlighting with orange, which is, you know, only a step away from yellow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's hard to do, but it looks good. I'm happy with it. So I just got
good.
to finish the Raider off, and then that's the last thing to do. Everything I need for our Crusade campaign. So as soon as we're playing Warhammer again, I'm ready.
A bish bash and a bosh.
A bish bash bosh.
Lovely. Very cool.
Then it was my birthday.
It was.
Last weekend.
Happy
You were
birthday
kind
again.
enough to gift me a Death Jester for Harlequins.
I did.
Which I'm
I did.
holding in my hands. Which
Yes.
I'm very excited about. I fully intend to make you regret buying it me. So that's going to be. I think my Christmas project is going to be getting more Harlequin stuff done.
Cool.
So I'll be
Very
getting
cool.
into that. What a
Yeah.
model that is. The Death Jester.
It's a very, very cool model. I love the idea of the Death Jester as well. Just this guy sat with a huge shuriken catapult just laughing in the background.
It's not as good as they used to be now that they've got to be within 3 inches of a unit to be protected. You can't just have them at the back.
Well, yeah,
piling
yeah,
in,
still,
still awesome. So beautiful.
Very cool.
I purchased some battle foam. Fine, it's boring. No one wants to hear about that. But 8 solid inches of battle foam.
Didn't know you bought some battle foam.
I did. I bought 2 4-inch plug foams.
Oh, there you go.
Because I'm having issues with storage. In all honesty, and I'm not like you. I don't just
put them in a box.
Just throw them in a box like willy nilly.
Just put them in a bloody box.
Everyone has their assigned foam slot.
You're too protective. It's your problem.
One day you will fall.
I have felt. And you know what? That is how battle damage happens to my models.
The best way to weather your models is to drop them from a height.
To drop them, yes. When I fall and drop my models in my plastic boxes sometimes, and they get scuffs and scratches, sometimes they look good. And
Death
I think,
God.
you know what? I'm going to paint that in. I'm going to paint that scratch, and that I'm going to know that. There you go. But yeah, carry on. Sorry.
And then I also got, and this is not 40k related, I asked my wonderful girlfriend to get me a bust of some description. I did not tell her which. I just said I wanted a bust to paint because I've always wanted to do something in a bigger scale. And she got me Dumar, the Lord of Bones from Chimera, and it's awesome. I could not have asked for more, in all honesty. It's like a demon dude. It's the only way I can describe him. So I'm looking forward to getting into him at some point. I've always wanted to do something in a bigger scale and paint something for the joy of painting rather than to play with, So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to getting into that.
A piece to sit on the shelf and you feel accomplished by.
Exactly.
Completely understand.
But that's it.
That's the lot.
It's not a lot. I know it's not a lot. It's low for me. The Razorwing Jetfire took a very long time, I will say, because panel lining it and it was big. Getting the angle was difficult.
Oh yeah.
So that took up most of the 2 weeks, to be fair.
Yeah.
So that's that. What about you?
Myself, then, hobby progress-wise, I have this week basically every bit of time that I have been doing my Nurgle Chaos Defiler, and I am happy to say, modelling-wise, because this thing is heavily converted, is done. She's and I refer to her as a she.
Will you be revealing her?
When she, well, I'm gonna what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take some shots of her now, not now, but now she is in the state she's in, which is green stuff to high heaven.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna put that up on my Instagram, so you guys can have a look of how I've done it and what the model actually looks like, and then obviously I'll just put a few as I'm painting, as I'm going through.
Yeah.
she looks cool. And you know what? It's been such a nice change actually doing a bit of modeling, proper modeling. I've used green stuff in the past to fill in gaps and fill in whatnot, but to actually sculpt something, now green stuff, it's not the easiest stuff to work with. When you get it at the right sort of getting it at the right consistency, and that once you get it at the right sort of consistency, it does. It looks so good with for Nurgle for doing sort of demonic flesh, which is basically what I've been doing. The just the way you can use some of the sculpting tools and that it just you just putting it in place and sort of pushing and pulling all of the green stuff apart just looks good. There's not much work you have to actually do to it to make it look relatively like a sort of horrible blubbery skin. You know what I mean? It sort of sits in quite nice on its own.
Nurgle's a really
Um,
nice way to learn green stuff because if
oh,
you make a mistake,
it's a
it's
perfect
just
way to
you know,
start.
it's
Yeah,
just it is what it is.
yeah, it looks right. So yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. Um, I'm happy it's now complete, so I can start the painting process, which I'm looking forward to because I've bought a few, which I'll talk about now. I bought a few little bits to try. I bought some masking fluids.
Oh, I
Um,
love a bit of masking fluid.
yeah, so I'm gonna try it on the armor itself, and I'm gonna give it a go because I've got a plan. I'm gonna try it on the flesh, and what I'm gonna do is probably paint it well red underneath as the base, and then put over the flesh from there on and do it over the top of that. But to have like sort of big pieces of flesh pulled off and it's just showing like the underneath, kind of feel like
Oh,
that's gonna
I
work.
like that. Yeah, that
You know what I'm
that could be
saying?
cool.
Show like the red,
I used
horrible red
masking
underneath and
fluid
stuff.
on my worm spat I did for Warhammer Underworld on their armor,
Yeah,
and that turned out cool. But I didn't even think
yeah,
about doing it on the flesh. That's a really cool idea.
yeah.
Like it's
I got, I,
peeling away, sort of.
yeah. Do you know what I mean?
That
I
looks sick.
think I think it because there's a few bits that I've sculpted that are quite smooth. I've done some big blubbery sort of smooth
Yeah, you want to
parts
break it up.
to the yeah. So to break it up, I think with that would look pretty good. So I'm going to try that. So
Tasty.
that has been the majority of my time has been doing that. It's and as it's one of them as it's come to life. I've just gone. This is so cool. You know what I mean? This is what I should have done this so many years ago, starting trying to model. Um, yes, so that's that done.
Lovely.
Painting wise, I'll be honest with you. My secret project that I've been talking about for quite a while, I've actually finished this little part of it, and I've started and I'm nearly done the model that influenced the project to start with.
Oh, I was
And
hoping
I've
you
been
were going to
thinking about
slip
it.
up and let something go then.
Oh
I was
no,
really
no, no.
listening intently for a little.
I am a vault.
I
I am
will Darren Brown this
a
out of you.
labyrinth. You'll never get it out of me. But what I am gonna do, I think I'm gonna finish the model that started the project in the first place, and I'm going to touch the rest of them bits up that need
Steady,
doing here and
steady.
there. No, yeah, not like that. And then I'm gonna reveal it. I'm gonna reveal because I've got a lot of projects on the go. I've got bits here, there, and everywhere that I'm doing, and I'm so proud of how it's come out that
I just want to show people.
I just want to put it up and show. I want you to know what it is. Um, and it's been built up. It's not anything crazy. It was like I'll tell you more when I reveal it, and I'll explain to you anyway what the actual why I've done it because I think somewhere down the line we could have a crusade campaign and bits and bobs that are just going to be going to be spot on. So that is that. Purchase wise, I did treat myself when I bought your birthday present. When I bought
Obviously.
that, I treated myself to like the liquid mask and some other bits and bobs for some stuff like that.
Sorry,
I've got
which liquid
some
mask did you get? Just
a lot of Vallejo
that's
liquid
the one
mask.
I use. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Fine. Carry on.
I bought some actual primers as well. I know this is literally the most boring thing I could talk about, but I bought some primers that are for the airbrush. So I've got some of the bigger
You get
Vallejo
Vallejo one, yeah. So
bottles. Yeah, I've got a
I
black primer for
bought
that.
a bottle of Black Vallejo primer when I first
Yep.
got my airbrush, which
Yep.
was 2 years ago now.
Yep.
I'm still using that same bottle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
Well
probably
worth
got a quarter left in it, and it was about
Yeah.
£4.
Yeah. I have this airbrush, and I don't use it for undercoating. I just use the time I do use it. I don't use it for I use it for more detail work. So I'm actually going to try undercoating with it because it's cold outside. You've got this. You can undercoat all year round.
It's
You know.
great. And you
Luckily,
can get
lucky I've got it.
into the sort of inner bits better as well with it than you can with a spray can. So
Yeah. So
beautiful.
excited to try that out. And that's about it, really. I've not purchased myself. I did buy one of the Space Marine Hero Death Guard models because I am going to make a sorcerer out of it.
Cool.
I'm going to make a malignant playcaster because I saw the model and I thought I just when I see something sometimes I can't get it out of my head and I'm like I've got to make that model now. So I'm going to do a bit of converting on this as well, but I'll have a nice malignant playcaster. Oh, I nearly forgot. A little bit boring. Battle foam. My battle foam order that I ordered in the Black Friday sale has
I forgot
arrived
you
as
did
well.
that.
So I've got.
He's bought foam.
Yes.
Rejoice.
I've done it. I've bought some foam. I've got a nice big box for my Space Marines that are all fit in there now. So they're all safely tucked into a protective box.
Thank God.
I've got another bit of a box for my Death Guard extras that I couldn't fit in my my other box anymore. And then I bought, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I bought. It was £15. It should have been £60. It's the X-Pack box. Bag, sorry. It's 2 bags that you basically put board games in. It's made for board games. It's not like a protective
Yeah, I don't know which one you mean.
thing. But I found some foam at work that I think I could cut down and fit in there, and I've got some sides I could reinforce it with. I think I could just turn it into another transporting
Fair enough.
box, and it'll
Why
work. But it was £15. But I got to. Can't not.
Definitely.
So I got that.
Bag's a bag.
They have been delivered, so I've got them. I've looked at them. They're all sound, and that is about me.
Lovely.
This last 2 weeks. Yes.
Plan for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to obviously finish the Raider, which will finish my Crusade campaign list, barring any major changes in the new codex. And then it will be my Harlequins over Christmas, I think. Get everything there, because I've got to strip the vehicle I've already painted.
Oh, you're stripping that?
It doesn't match the way I've painted the models, so... Yeah, that's
sucks to be you.
But that's what I do. I strip things and I repaint them. That's fine. I'm happy with that.
It works for you. It works.
Yeah, and then that's it. I've been keeping a list on my wall of everything I've painted this year.
Yep.
So I'm going to try and squeeze in as much as I can as we approach the new year, and then what I want to do is get it all out on the kitchen table and photograph it. Everything I've painted this year.
That's a good idea.
And then next year try and beat it, basically. That's what I'm going to try and do. So I'll be just trying to squeeze in as much as I can, hopefully.
Yep.
What about you? Next 2 weeks? Christmas?
Next 2 weeks, Christmas time is going to be different this year, obviously, for everybody. So I'm going to have a bit more free time. So I am actually going to start doing my defiler. I think I've done some modelling on it today, so I'm going to leave it a couple of days before I prime it. And then I'm going to start painting that. There's a lot of detail work on that. So I'll be honest with you, that'd keep me going for an awfully long time. Before Christmas, I would like to finish my little secret project, the model that's left of that, and see if I can get that up before the new year. But that'll probably be like sort of one of the first things I get done and up properly in the new year.
Yeah.
But yeah, start with Defiler and finish off my secret project.
Lovely.
And that's about me. That's all I'm gonna. That's all I'm committing to. I've got
That's fine.
a few other bits I've got to do.
We'll take that.
Yes.
Let's go with our chosen. Let's finish off with the reason
Instagram
we're all
picks
here.
of the week. Yes.
We need a jingle.
We should make a jingle.
I'm gonna get a jingle done.
We'll get a jingle.
I'm gonna do it. We won't be able to hear it because I'll have to put it in editing.
Yeah,
But we're having a jingle for this.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Anyway.
Would you like to go first, or?
Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. Let me find it. I fucked up last time. Got the name wrong. Right.
Okay.
They're always hard to read, but so mine is Algorithm.
So what?
Algorithm. Ready? So A-L.
Hang about. Okay.
G-E-R-O-T-H-E-N. Algorithm.
Algorithm.
And it's his most latest picture, and it was for Armies on Parade, and it is a Legion of the Damned force.
Ooh, yes.
Fully converted, including a flaming Legion of the Damned Knight, and some
That's pretty,
Primarch-esque, which I assume is accounts as Guilliman, with flaming wings.
That's pretty tasty.
Beautifulness.
Yeah, that's lovely.
All the heads have been
really
swapped out for
nice.
skulls and flames popping out everywhere.
Yeah.
I love it. It's great. If you go further down his Instagram, he does specific pictures of models, and what he's done is he's painted them sort of half in what they were when they were Space Marines.
Yeah.
And then they've turned to the Legion of the Damned, and then their armor's starting to merge into the black of the Legion of the Damned. There's an Ultramarine guy and a Blood Angels guy and a Salamander who are all slowly, their armor's turning black and the flames are bursting out, and it's just
very cool. Very, very cool.
One of those projects that you think, why didn't I think of that?
I bet one of those projects also that he started and thought, oh my god, there's so much to do.
Why have I done this? I believe he won something. He won a special award at Armies on Parade 2020, which was well deserved. So
completely well deserved.
Check him out. That's Algorithm or Algerithm, Algerothen. So check it out. Special notice for the Imperial Fist one that's ripping apart a Necron. Just
absolutely awesome.
That is my pick. What about you?
My pick of the week is let me find it. It is from Ghosties even _ neon _ rust. And
that hasn't worked.
Did you get that? So GHOSTYS.
I spelled Ghosties IES. Ghosties neon
_ N. Yeah.
_ neon _ rust.
And it is his picture of a Necron flayed sort of thing, pulling the flesh off a poor Imperial Guard or something, but it's beautiful.
Oh, that's dark.
It's so grim. It's so grim dark.
That is amazing, but also
it's
so
cool.
wrong. It's the way he's done it is like, that's what you can say.
I'll be taking that bit of flesh.
The muscle, the striations of the muscle and the back and that, and oh my god.
It's it's pretty grim. But
I love that he's doing it like, you know when people pull a tablecloth off a table and don't remove any of the cutlery? Yeah. It looks like he's doing that with the skin just...
It's the fact he's just looking forward as well. He's just like, yep, this is another day in the old office. Just take a bit of flesh, take that off.
And then the next picture is a flayed one wearing the skin. So
yeah, it's that
is nice.
Very cool. So caught my eye, and I just I'll be honest with you, very weird. Made me quite happy in an odd way. Not in the what he's doing, just how cool this model is. I was like, that's made my day seeing that.
From what I hear, when we see your Defiler, we're going to think you're a sick individual anyway, so you might as well embrace.
Yeah. Yes, you will. You will.
God, that is...
Friendships probably will alter slightly when you see it, but...
Don't speak to me ever again.
But yes, that is my Instagram pick of the week.
Ghosties _ neon _ rust.
Yes.
Ghosties is YS, not IES. Lovely. Yes. That brings us to the end of the episode.
Yep.
Traditionally, we would have an episode in 2 weeks, but 2 weeks would be January 2nd, which is sort of New Year time. So we'll be doing 3 weeks. So next episode, well, it won't be January 2nd. That'll be recording date. So it would be coming out on the 4th. We record on the Saturday, so we're not doing so.
Yeah.
We will be recording on the 9th to release on the 11th, Monday the 11th. So only a week late.
I'm sure you can wait.
Allow us this brief reprieve.
Yeah. So
but, good. Anything to add? The episode.
I don't think it's been just to say it's rounding off this year's releases. It's been a good year for being a miniatures fan.
It's been
a lot of ways. And hopefully next year is better on all fronts, but we continue to have a nice bit of miniature releases like we are. And I hope 9th continues down this sort of path that it's going. It's in a good way. It's in a good spot,
Definitely.
I think.
And hopefully we'll just get to play some games. I would settle for a year of
play.
no releases if I just got to play some Warhammer.
If we could just play a game of Warhammer.
Brilliant.
Yes, definitely.
Excellent. So hopefully you've enjoyed this episode and the previous episode. Like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, go to our Instagrams and follow us. What else can they do? That's it, isn't it?
You can email me. You could text me. You could come round
to his house on Christmas Day, bearing cheese and gifts.
Yes.
Whatever you feel is good. Brilliant.
Lovely.
We will be back in 3 weeks' time. Have a good Christmas, everyone, and have a good New Year.
Yes. All the best.
Bye.